There's an old conundrum that if a tree falls in the forest and there is no one to hear, does it still make a sound? This could be applied just as appropriately to this great race. If no one recorded it in neither words nor images, did it actually happen? For those at the race, of course it did. But what about for the rest of the planet, sitting at home or at the office far away? What would the untamed African race be without those iconic images and captivating race reports? During race week, photographs appear worldwide each day in magazines, newspapers, and online. This is the story of those behind the lenses and what it takes to achieve those epic images.
Shooting the epic, you have to be creatively inspired, but you also have to be physically fit. You spend 8 hours on the motorbike in the sun in like jeans and a heavy jacket with all your lenses bouncing up and down. Then you've got to jump off the bike and climb up a mountain to get awesome views. You've got to work for your shots. Yes, you can go and just click away and you'll get great shots and whatever, but you won't get awesome shots. You won't get the shots that are going to be like front of the newspaper or cover of the book.
I'm in the helicopter and my job is to kind of, I guess, create sort of iconic photos. Photos that are sort of, you're automatically linked to the epic. You know, you look at them straight away and it just says epic in more than just the name sense of the word and in terms of the race, but just big scenics with bunches and dust and golden light.
The last couple of years I've been shooting at the front of the race. It's super high paced, you know, it's fast and you're shooting it as you see it. So you're thinking quickly and you're seeing shots and you choosing lenses and making sure you're there ahead of the riders. But the guys are fast, you know.
The challenge is to look around you all the time. You know, you line up, okay, the guys are going to be here in probably 5 minutes, they're going to come this way, I've got my composition. But then you got to turn around and go, hang on a sec, I can actually get 3 or 4 shots in the same place here. So shoot there, shoot them back, shoot down, try and work one location as much as you can before moving to the next location.
Head to the start line, normally at about 6:45, I think. Most of the starts at 7 o'clock, and then get some headshots, get some mood, get some sort of vibe, see who's feeling good, who's not, and try and predict the day. And then I'll run off to the helicopter, shoot some aerials from the start, try and get the scope of the village and the amount of riders and the start shoots and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll head off in the helicopter and we'll shoot the big bunches in the early morning light, which is just the best time of day to get it. There's 1,200 riders, there's mountain scenery, sunrise cracking over the top, and it's just, yeah, that's where you make your money. That's gold right there, that is, yeah.
That's my strength, is that I don't only see mountain bikers, I see people, and that's what I enjoy the most. I love being on the finish line. I love seeing people that when they just make it. I mean, the real heroes of the race are the guys that spend 8 to 9 hours on their bike for 8 days and then they finish just.
Because the stories happen at the back, you know, the sort of the dramas and the tears and the, you know, the people pushing beyond their limits. So it doesn't happen as much at the front as it does at the back. And you get proper lifestyle imagery.
Everyone wants to take their best, you know. Epic's actually raised the bar this year for the photograph that gets used for next year's like main coverage. They're giving a bonus to. So that's a little incentive.
So probably one of your biggest decisions as a photographer on the Epic is the guy that rides the motorbike that you're on. And yeah, I think that second to your camera, it's the biggest decision on the race. There are riders everywhere, you're negotiating rocks and water, and it's like there have been some intense moments. Yeah, I mean, insurance no longer insures me for water damage, and that's purely because of the Epic.
Chasing the leaders because it was a breakaway. Barry and Christoph were away at the front, and the whole race was changing at that point, so we needed to be there to shoot that shot. And we saw this little nice level farm dam between Ceres and Worcester. We thought, okay, we can gun it, and we couldn't. And there was big erosion gullies and ditches, and we hit 3 in a row, and on the third one I crashed onto the back of the bike from the air when the bike was fully compressed and it broke my back.
It's quite a wake-up call for everybody in realizing how serious and what kind of speeds you need to be accomplishing on a motorbike to be able to keep up with these top riders from around the world.
If you work every weekend with these same guys, you form relationships, you know, you produce goods together, you know, the riders know where you're going to be, you know what they're going to look like in a certain turn or a certain part of the course, and you try and read that when you're looking at the course and looking at the rider to see where their skills are and where you can make them look, I mean, they really look really good, but the idea is to make them look amazing.
I think it's important to have a relationship with the riders, but not be too close to any particular rider. You're there to shoot the event as a whole rather than focusing on certain teams. The idea is to document the story of what's actually happening. You know, our photographs go all around the world within minutes of the stage finishing.
And it's 8 days of all-encompassing epic. There's the outside world doesn't break in when you're in those 8 days.
You have pressure, the same way the riders have pressure to perform, to get podiums and win and do the best that they can. Photographers have the same sort of pressure. You know, you have a reputation. The clients hire you because you have this reputation and you have to deliver.
You know, I have these amazing moments when I'm shooting the race, and I'll be watching the sunrise or sitting up on a mountain waiting for riders to come past me in the morning light, and it's just so beautiful and it's perfect, and I'm sitting there with my camera and I'm getting paid to do it.